Hey guys, welcome back to the Edit Place, and you guys asked for more concise content, so that's what I'm going to deliver today. And so we are in Final Cut Pro, actually switching it up from DaVinci Resolve, and we're going to be talking about how to get organized in under 5 minutes in Final Cut Pro to make sure all your projects are consistent, you can find clips easily, and you can get going on the actual edit. So let's jump right into it here. Just like many other NLEs, you can actually choose how you want to organize things. So a little bit of this, there's basically room to play and to find your own workflow, but this is how I do it, and I think it's super efficient and quick. So I actually organize all my footage before I ever open up the editor of choice. Currently we're looking at footage from a couple years ago because no one makes a B-Raw plugin for Final Cut Pro. I wish they did, but so I had to find a project where I could find easy footage to import. So we have stuff from an old GH5 and a G7. So inside of here, I usually create a lot of the same type of folders. This was from a couple years ago. Normally I name things like A-roll, B-roll, raw footage, assets folder, stuff like that. But this one's pretty basic. I had a couple days worth of shooting. So this one, I used the G7 on the inside of the car, got my music, and had a couple snow days where I got some extra B-roll. And then this one is the actual final output, which we'll use in a little bit. And then a little added extra piece of organization is some sort of video outline. So I usually put these together with just a general outline. Since I was working with the actual company on this video, I wanted to make sure that I got the facts right. But now that we have that out of the way, we jump into Final Cut Pro here, and you create your library. That is basically the overarching single folder where everything lives. I used to create a library per calendar year, but if you have a bunch of projects in there, every time you open Final Cut, it's going to take longer and longer to open, and it's going to start to really slow things down. So I definitely recommend, maybe if you like having a bunch of YouTube videos or projects in a single library, maybe do like month to month. But for big projects, or once you start having a ton of stuff, I really recommend creating a library for each project that you're working on. Now, once we have a library all set up, we need to go File, New, Event, or Option N if you're on a Mac. And you're going to get this drop down here by default. And again, you can choose how to organize things, but I like to just keep the event pretty much what the video is going to be about. And then I want to create a new project with this. I work in 4K, so that all looks fine. So you can see that it created the event right here, and also created a untitled project. I'm going to click on that and also change it to the title, just to keep it nice and easy. Now, the nice thing is within events, you can have multiple projects. So for example, a lot of times when you create a video, you also want to have a little trailer that goes along with it to post on social media. Now this one, maybe you're creating content for Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, something like that. So I'm going to make it a custom one, and I'm going to do a vertical video at 1080 by 1920, and you can tell by which project you're in right here by the middle says trailer. So I'm going to double click back to my main project, and I'm going to keep that Finder window open that I have everything in here. Now you can import using Command I or File Import, and you can go through this, which is great. See if any importing things are important to you, like if you want proxies or optimized media, you can do that right from here. I always choose leave files in place because, again, I organize them myself on my specific storage system, but if you want to copy them to the library, you can do that as well. The reason I like to have everything pre-organized is because it's super simple as this. If I take all these folders and just drop them right into my media bay, it's going to process them. Now when I look at this event, if I hit the arrow, I can see that I created a keyword collection for each of my different folders here. Now you can see everything's in here. Now I'm going to resize these thumbnails just because I don't like them at different lengths. I like to keep them pretty much all the same size icon. And now I can quickly start editing and always keep things organized. So if I'm importing music, I'm going to put it right into here. And the reason I like keyword collections is because you can actually create a new one and then actually assign clips to it. So I can say new keyword collection, and maybe this one is B-roll, whatever you want to call it. Obviously it's empty here. Now if I go back to the main event here and I just say drag in another clip, I can see that that's imported here. And if I just select it or select a specific range of it, I can go back up to the keyword, and then I get this little box here, and I can simply type B-roll. So now it's assigned that keyword to it. And so if I go under the B-roll keyword, it's now in here. You can select multiple clips, specific ranges of clips, and that really keeps you organized so you never lose track of where things are at. But you can always go back to the event view and see an overview of all the assets and projects in your specific event. And now you're pretty much all set up to start editing, start inputting things to the timeline, and get going on your project. If you guys want to see how to stay organized while you're actually editing, let me know down in the comments below. But until then, thanks for coming back to the edit place. See you guys in the next video.